Watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Yes, the sun beginning to set here on the west side of Maui, in historic Lahaina town. We welcome you back to the Maui Jim Maui Invitational, and one more fantastic basketball game to bring you a top 20 matchup. 9th-ranked Arkansas and number 17, San Diego State. The championship for this tournament has been handed out. It was an entertaining final. Arizona taking on Creighton. And Oumar Ballo, he was having fun. 30 points, 13 rebounds. He was doing it all, especially in the first half. He was rocking the baby to sleep. Arizona went up big. In fact, they led by 14 in the second half, but back came the Blue Jays. Went on a 12-2 run the last 3 minutes to get within 2. But in the end, the Wildcats would not be denied. Ballo for good measure. And Arizona takes the 2022 Maui Jim Maui Invitational title, their 3rd championship on the island. Ballo gets the smooch, the hardware, and all poses and smiles from then on out. Aloha, everybody. We welcome you back inside Lahaina Civic Center next to Damian Fishback. I'm Kanoa Leahy, and hey, not too bad of a way to end 3 fun days in Maui with this matchup for 3rd place.
Are you kidding me? You hear the music, you feel the vibe. It doesn't get any better than this. These two teams can certainly be playing on the second weekend coming for March Madness. So let's start with Arkansas and Anthony Black. You won't find any better than this from the point guard position. You're talking about a guy that's 6'7". You see that jam, dynamic from the perimeter. Absolutely incredible when you see him up in open transition, but he can knock down shots as well. Look at him in traffic right there. Simply beautiful basketball. His pace of play is incredible. Look at him use the shot fake here. Shows a little bit of the touch, which he's got to continue to improve upon, but he has been phenomenal, and I can wait to see how he continues to perform. Has changed, 26-6. That's right, back-to-back games after only being in double figures 1 time this season before coming to Maui.
Now on the other side for San Diego State, Darion Trammell, season-high tying 21 points against Creighton in the semifinal.
Well, I would never call anybody a dog, but in this case, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight, the size of the fight in this dog. This young man is only 5'10", but his heart, the way he competes, his confidence has been phenomenal in this tournament. He has a burst of speed, and he has a competitive attitude that I have yet to see in the likes of college basketball this year. The matchup between him at 5'10", and then Anthony Black at 6'7", and these two fan bases is going to be incredible.
Trammell also able to get to the free throw line, was 8 of 9 against Arizona in the semi, as the tip runs all the way to the baseline, and here is Anthony Black, and we go 5 seconds in, and we get our first whistle. Let's take a look at the starting line. It was brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. It starts right now with Anthony Black for Arkansas, though. 6'7" freshman, as you alluded to, averaging 26 points here on Maui. And this guy is just unique. According to Eric Musselman, he says, hey, look, how many point guards out there can you throw lobs to, but can also catch lobs if they want to?
Well, think about this. When you look at Anthony Black, the young man, 26'6" and 6. He's the first freshman, or only the 5th freshman, over the last 20 seasons to lead his team in points, rebound, and assists in an 18 top 10 matchup. Guess who he joins? Tyus Jones, Karl Anthony Towns, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. Pretty impressive.
Pretty good company. San Diego State goes into the post area, and twirling it in is Keshad Johnson, 6'7" senior from Oakland. Averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds here on the island of Maui. San Diego State coming in 4-1. Suffered the first loss of the season against Arizona in the semis. The Razorbacks, they're 4-1 as well. Fantastic game against Creighton in the semifinal round. Jordan Walsh, couple of pump fakes, extra pass, Black for 3 from the corner.
Pretty basketball. Patience. It wasn't exactly gorgeous basketball, but it was effective, and I love the way this team for the Razorbacks, they're coming together, playing as one unit.
How about that pump fake, Lamont Butler, and he gets fouled.
You know, the question of Anthony Black hasn't been his pace of play or his size or his athleticism. It's been, can he continue to knock down shots from behind the perimeter? And he shows you there that he's relaxed, he's confident, and I think he's an ultimate competitor.
So that foul called against Makai Mitchell. And the free throw by Lamont Butler is good. Butler averaging 9 points a game overall on the season. 9.5 points here in the 2 games on Maui. 6'2" junior from Moreno Valley, California. And the second one rims out. Good fight for the offensive rebound. Johnson unable to conjure up the board, though, and a whistle will go against the Aztecs scrambling for the loose basketball.
If there was any question, anyone wondering, was there going to be fight, you can look at this man right here and Coach Eric Musselman. You know, you look at his time that he spent with the Golden State Warriors. You look at how the job that he did in Nevada and now here at Arkansas. I think he is tailor-made for college basketball now because of the transports. You know, so many people transferring in the portal every year, guys leaving and coming. To get it done in 1 year, it's hard to find anyone better.
Has taken Arkansas to 2 straight Elite 8 appearances. No returning starters from last year's squad, but he brings in a highly touted recruiting class, including 3 of their 6 freshmen who were McDonald's All-American, Anthony Black being one of them. And there's another whistle. Several foul calls here early on in this one. Foul goes against Matt Bradley, his first. 3rd team foul already here for San Diego State.
You talk about the recruiting class, but he also, Coach Eric Musselman, has done a fantastic job with transfers, and you're seeing one of those at the line right now. 2021 and 22 American Athletic Conference 6th Man of the Year, played a couple of seasons at Wichita State, and still has 3 years remaining.
Rattles that one home. Season high 24 points on a career high 19 shots, played all 40 minutes against Creighton in the semifinal. Did Ricky Council. Not a large rotation for Arkansas in that semifinal round. Only 8 players saw any action at all. Open look here for Bradley. They would love to see him start getting off. Preseason All Mountain West selection. Here is a pick the other way. And the challenge at the hoop, couple of guys meeting at the apex. Darion Trammell could not finish over Black.
Yeah, we saw a great instance, an example of that differential in size between Black and Trammell on that play.
Ten seconds to shoot on this possession. 5 seconds, Black with it. Looks up at the clock. Now heaves it. And the Aztecs clear it. And low it goes to Nathan Mensah. 6'10" senior, originally from Ghana. And now they're going to call San Diego State with the foul. That's going to be Mensah. That's going to be number 2 on him.
You know, that's going to be huge in any game, but especially in this basketball game because of the size, length, and athleticism of Arkansas. And he just simply puts that leg out there. He was not stationary. He was continuing to turn into the screen. I think it was the correct call.
Here's Devontae Davis trying a 3 from the wing.
Nice job of gang rebounding by the Aztecs on that play.
Bradley the other way. Tried to kick it out, deflected out of bounds by Black. So it stays here with San Diego State. Thoughts on the early pacing? These 2 teams still kind of feeling each other out?
Well, I love the fact that both teams are trying to get out early and score offense, but the effort hasn't been in question. I think this game's going to be dominated in the paint, and overall, can either team get hot from the perimeter?
Trammell gets to the paint. Lamont Butler, the riser from the elbow. Too strong, and a strong rebound by Makai Mitchell. Twin brother of Makai. Both transfers from Rhode Island. Black, that one sails wide left and out of bounds.
Well, and what you saw in the very first game for Arkansas is they settled from the perimeter, right? They have such length and size. Think about this. When Coach Eric Musselman got to Fayetteville, Arkansas, his tallest player on that team wouldn't have been as tall as their shortest player on this team.
Butler up, in, and 1.
Love it. Jay talked about it in the earlier game today with the shot blocker. You don't fade away, you go into his chest. And a nice job of Lamont Butler at 6'2" and 195 pounds going into the contact of Anthony Black versus shying away from it.
Averaging 9 points per game here this season, but really his calling card is at the defensive end. Mountain West All-Defensive Team selection a year ago, was second in the league in steals, but he's adding some offensive flavor to his game, that's for sure. First lead here in this opening frame for San Diego State. Oh, what a catch. Makal Mitchell who punches it. And a whistle away from the basketball is going to go against Mitchell. But how do you like those hands on that feed from Black?
Well, I love the fact that they use their height, right? If you're tall, you don't have to go around or through the defense. Just go over the top of it. Big fella with the big finish.
ESPN's exclusive presentation to college basketball is brought to you by Maui Jim Eyewear. Make every day more beautiful. Ace, the helpful place. And Hawaiian Airlines, serving Maui with nonstop flights from Kahului to 10 West Coast cities. All right, well, the question is, Mr. Fishback, did you bring any fish back with you from that excursion?
Did not, but enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. And the fish I did get to eat was paid for by Jay Bilas, so it tastes even better. Appreciate that, Jay.
That always makes it taste so much better.
No fish like free fish.
It's been a lot of fun here in the islands and here on the Valley Isle of Maui the last few days. And being capped by this incredible top 20 matchup. And how about that incredible block as Makal Mitchell swats it away.
Nice job of Anthony Black, keeping Lamont Butler on the sideline. And what about that terrific help from Mitchell, moving off of the ball and going to block that shot.
Mitchell with a dunk at one end, an emphatic block at the other. Arkansas by one, setting the feet. This is Micah Parrish from straight on, left it short. Here is Trevin Brazile fresh into the game, and he gets fouled as he tries to maneuver to the rim. I mean, this guy has mutant-level athleticism.
Never heard it quite put like that, but, you know, in this game, we can almost guarantee you a sensational dunk that you have yet to see.
15 foul already for San Diego State. So Trevin Brazile goes to the line, 6'10" sophomore. Transfer from Missouri. Played Arkansas twice in the regular season. Eric Musselman and company, they were familiar with his exploits and ability, and so when he entered the transfer portal, they went after him aggressively, and they were able to get him.
Rightfully so. You look at his length, right? 7'3" wingspan. That's what impresses me, along with the 42-inch vertical. A lot of 6'10s, but when you put that combination together of wingspan and vertical jump, you get 6th in the nation last year amongst freshmen in block shots.
Misses both free throws, however. Went for 17, made 3 triples, including a big one that tied the game at 79 late against Creighton in that fantastic semifinal game. Butler up and under, off the glass and in.
Lamont Butler showing what Creighton showed a little bit yesterday, the power of the shot fake.
Some light extended pressure from the Aztecs.
Well, I love the fact that Coach Brian Dutcher is not allowing Arkansas to just bring it up comfortably. They still have a young team, no matter how good the recruiting class is. Make them think, make them work on the offensive end.
6 seconds to shoot. This is Walsh, gets the step and lays it in lefty.
Beautiful basketball. Jordan Walsh out of DeSoto, Texas, 6'7", 205 pounds, an attacker offensively. Incredible slashing.
Give and go action. Staying with it was a Group Arope, 6'7" senior from Omaha, Nebraska. Another guy who has a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah, Group Arope actually got his citizenship in July of this year. And I think he just brings an outstanding motor, as you'll see from a lot of these players with San Diego State.
And that's going to be Aztecs basketball. The hands by Michael Parrish in the passing lane. You may be thinking, hey, this is for third place. The championship trophy has already been passed out. It certainly does not feel that way. This is a big-time atmosphere here to cap things in Maui.
Yeah, two teams, top 20 teams, Mountain West versus the SEC. This is a game that will be extremely meaningful come late in March.
Turning the corner, it's Trammell. Off-balance shot, Jaden Ledee. 6'9" senior from Houston, Texas. And a team high 14 in the game preceding the Maui Jim Maui Invitational, and San Diego State got a victory at Stanford. Oh, that pass a little too hot to handle for Brazil.
Well, anytime you mention Jaden Ledee, you mention 6'9", but you got to mention that 220-pound big body. That's how he's able to absorb that contact and still keep his eyes up towards the basket to complete the play.
Similar type of tempo we're seeing from San Diego State. They tried to turn their game against Arizona into more of a half-court battle yesterday. They succeeded in doing that, limiting Arizona to just 8 fast-break points. But the Wildcats were still able to execute. It looks like San Diego State accomplishing that here. No fast-break points yet in this ballgame.
Arizona's going to be able to execute against everybody.
No kidding. Over the left shoulder goes Mikal Mitchell. He's off to a fantastic start.
Absolutely. 6'10", 240 pounds out of Washington, D.C.
Pull-up jumper. That one is pretty. Darion Trammell.
Darion Trammell, as Ryan Nembhard was able to do yesterday, has to use his spurt ability.
Black! Oh! Look out below! Look at that effort. But running into that sideline was Devontae Davis, and so it stays San Diego State's ball. But Anthony Black saying aloha.
Well, hopefully he's just like our producer, Sean Jackson, a little bit later tonight. He's going to have a terrific takeoff.
Welcome back. The coaching matchup, an interesting one. Eric Musselman for Arkansas, who coached at Nevada from 2015 to 2019 for 4 seasons. You have Brian Dutcher on the other side, and they had their head-to-head battles, that's for sure. Muss would end up going 3-7 versus San Diego State as head coach at Nevada, but they're connected in some other ways as well. Eric Musselman's dad, Bill, and Brian Dutcher's father, Jim, both coached at Minnesota. In fact, they followed each other as head coaches of that program.
Yeah, 2 impeccable coaches. We talked about Coach Eric Musselman earlier. Coach Brian Dutcher has done a phenomenal job taking over from Steve Fisher as well.
Adam Seiko stopping and popping after retrieving loose basketball. San Diego State 6 for 13 here to start this game, 0 for 3 from downtown. Arkansas 5 of 8 from the floor overall, also without a 3 on 3 attempts. Brazil leans in, gets it to go. Nice touch right in front of the rim.
Well, that's where he's going to get to the next level. He's got to continue to define himself offensively.
Already 6 lead changes in this first half. And a fall-away jumper by Trammell. Looks like he's locked in here early.
Well, he's using his speed and has an ability to separate himself.
Black losing control of it. Trammell on the floor, wrapping it up. We got a tie-up, and the possession arrow will send it in the other direction.
You got to think about Trammell, first team All-Western Athletic Conference and first team Western Athletic All-Defensive Team. I mean, this young man has shown his ability to play both ends of the floor, and I like that when you're a smaller guard, you got to use your speed versus your defender's size to create space, and then you've got to finish it off with your skill set.
Here's Johnson on the baseline. Smooth maneuver there to clear himself some space for the J.
High-level basketball. His 11 points critical in their win on the road at Stanford. And he just seems to be gaining confidence with every single game that the Aztecs play.
Behind the back dribble by Black. Hangs in the air, and he's going to get bailed out by a foul call. The Aztecs bench and fans disagree, but Anthony Black going to the line.
Well, let's take a look at it. No screen there. 6'7" behind the back. There was enough contact on there, and you see Coach Brian Dutcher, who we just mentioned has done such a tremendous job continuing to fight for his team. Let's take another look at it here. Woo! A lot of ball. That second angle gave it to us. You got a right to be complaining, Coach Brian Dutcher.
Brian Dutcher in his 6th season, 4 Mountain West championships, 3 NCAA tournament appearances.
You think about the history of San Diego State and the Kawhi Leonard's team that went 34-3, and then you think about Xavier James and about that 2014 team that went 31-5. Just complete dominance over the last few years.
Well, Arkansas 4 for 8 from the free throw line here, Damian, as we have a whistle. It's going to go away from the basketball. And it looks like they're going to give one to Anthony Black. And that's going to be his second personal foul. So with 10 minutes still left in this first half, that's a significant one there as Black heads to the bench.
Well, and this is where you miss another bright star like Nick Smith Jr., who has yet to play here in Maui. You think about the kind of minutes he could give you right now.
Some harassing defense by Jalen Graham, and a timeout signaled by San Diego State. Keyshawn Johnson found himself in some trouble, and so he just decides to go with the TO. 2-point game here. Top 20 matchup on Maui. Nick Smith Jr., 3rd rated in the ESPN 100 class of 2022, 4th rated prospect in the 2023 NBA draft. This is a big-time recruit, big-time talent, but has missed the first 6 games due to what is cited as a right knee issue. They said that he is getting better every day. That is the official company line there regarding Nick Smith. And a good-looking jumper there by Matt Bradley. But you think about what Arkansas has shown here in the early stages of this season without Nick Smith. It just makes you wonder, imagine the possibilities.
Yeah, the committee will take that under consideration. But right now, you better consider the San Diego State Aztecs and the way they're defending and the confidence they're playing with on both ends of the floor.
Largest lead, in fact, for the Aztecs.
As you saw there, Arkansas preseason 2nd in the SEC behind Kentucky. I think once they are full speed and complete, you love to see that young man on the sideline continuing to learn, right? He's in the game mentally and continuing to motivate his teammates.
You gotta love those shooting shirts too. The Alohogs in the house here on Maui. The handoff, and Mitchell got stripped. It's Bradley the other way. The pull-up, Trammell off the mark. San Diego State has made 9 field goals. None of them have been assisted on.
Yeah, and only one turnover in this basketball game, which has limited Arkansas offensively.
Well, that one went about as far in without counting from Council. Here's Butler at the other end. Had bad intentions going to the rim. He hits the deck, and he'll go to the free throw line. A hard-earned couple of shots coming.
So this is lessons to be learned for younger players, right? You get out in transition. Again, we see Lamont Butler not shying away from the contact. It doesn't matter how high Trevor Brazile can get up. You got to try to get into his body. And when you think about the Razorbacks and the show that they put on in the first 2 days, the reason they haven't been able to do that as much here today is because you have the Aztecs doing an incredible job of taking care of the basketball and not allowing them to get out and use that athleticism and talent.
And that last foul on Council, his first. Free throw is good. Terry Oglesby, Brian Jarrett, and Jeb Hartness, by the way, the officiating trio here for this final game of the Maui Jim Maui Invitational. Council keeping the handle. Right corner wide open, Brazile.
So if you're a Razorback fan right now, you want to use more of that size and athleticism to get into the paint.
Hard drive there by Keyshawn Johnson. Draws a whistle, and it's going to go against Brazile. Well, we got some fun basketball still to come here this week. The Bad Boys Mowers battle for Atlantis, the men's bracket. And, of course, a fun day as you see the updates. Kansas getting through with Bill Self on the sideline. Fantastic performance by Grady Dick in that one. Sets up for some fun semifinal action. And hanging out in the lane for a long time was Jaden Ledee. Draws the foul. And the Arkansas faithful none too pleased. It's going to go against Mikal Mitchell. 6th team foul.
Well, anytime that you go to the paint, you have an opportunity. And you see Coach Eric Musselman, who, needless to say, had a tough day at the office yesterday with the officials. Didn't feel like the calls went the way of the Razorback fans. And he's staying calm and collective on that sideline, but he's a competitor. He's going to fight for his team, and rightfully so. But the difference is, if you're Arkansas, you've got to attack the paint. They've got the size, they have the athleticism, so they've got to find a way to get into the paint and give the officials a chance to blow the whistle for them as well.
Eric Musselman still sharing his distaste for the call. A 9-1 run here for San Diego State.
Yeah, the Aztecs are making the Razorbacks play 94 feet.
Council, the spin, long strides. It rims out on him. Bradley chases it down along the sideline.
Solid defense by San Diego State.
And we got another foul that's going to go against the Razorbacks. And it's going to be on Jordan Walsh. That's his first. So largest lead of this first half being enjoyed by the Aztecs. 23-16 as the sun sets in Maui.
Dallin Cuff here, studio update. The Cancun Challenge final between unbeaten's Auburn and Northwestern, not a Picasso. 39-37 with just minutes to play. Chase Audige hits the three. The Wildcats down one with 12 seconds to play. Under 134. Good play, Kanoa.
A fun matchup here between these two top 20 squads, but right now it's San Diego State taking advantage of Anthony Black being on the sideline. Had to leave the game because of foul trouble. And over the last stretch, Arkansas experiencing a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 28 seconds. No field goals for now 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Well, you always hear that the game of basketball is positionless now. I would beg to differ. I think the point guard position will always be extremely important, and particularly on the collegiate level. You get to the NBA, you've got so many guys who can handle the basketball, whether it be at the point guard position or at the shooting guard. But in college, your distributor, your floor general is invaluable.
So 1-on-1 opportunity here at the line for Keshad Johnson. And he misses long. Rebound pulled down by Mikal Mitchell.
Big minutes here by Devontae Devo Davis. Let's see if the Razorbacks can get the basketball on the block.
If you're Eric Musselman, how much consideration do you give to bringing Anthony Black back in before the end of this first half?
Depends on how big of a hole you get into here in this first half.
Arkansas committing its 6th turnover. And look at Johnny on the spot there. Jaden Ledee, as it looked like it was going to be a turnover the other way, and then he finishes around the rim.
You can see the poise from the senior out of Houston, Texas. No panic in these Aztecs whatsoever.
They now lead by 9. It is a 7-0 run. You can expand that out to an 11-1 run, and the drought continues here for the Razorbacks. Council, they need it, leaves it short.
The Aztecs are connected. They're 5 fingers, 1 fist. Versus Arkansas, it's pretty much passes and then kind of just going one-on-one and trying to create their shots.
And Bradley is fouled in the act. Dribble just inside the arc. So 2 shots coming up for Matt Bradley. Well, that's going to be number 2 on Jordan Walsh. Arkansas, to the point of the conversation that we were just having, no points since that second foul called against Anthony Black. And as we alluded to, Eric Musselman is going to bring him back into the game.
I like the move. He's young, but an intelligent, high basketball IQ player. And so if you're Anthony Black right now, you just have to know your value. Offensively, you've got to be cautious in regards to attacking the basket. On the other side, San Diego State, you're looking to try to see if you can get that 3rd foul and try to take a charge. If I'm Arkansas, and the question is, are their bigs able to knock down enough shots? I would see if I could try to use that size of 6'7" versus the 5'10" size of Trammell. He now exits the game.
San Diego State has stretched it out now to an 11-point advantage, largest lead of this opening frame. The scoring drought approaching 4 minutes now for Arkansas. Quick trigger 3 by Davis. That's off the heel. Aztecs cleaning up every defensive rebound. Lob pass to the rim. The layup too strong. Butler couldn't finish.
Right idea, though. I like the attack. Try to get down there before the Razorbacks can set up.
Council can't hit a wide open 3. And the Aztecs trying to push the other way. Butler in and out dribble. Gets it to go.
Excellent execution by the Aztecs.
Here's Black in low, and he draws the foul. And we'll try to end this scoring drought for Arkansas at the line.
An underrated part of the game of basketball is simply the sprint. Those first 2 or 3 steps, Lamont Butler getting down there before the defense of Arkansas is set up. And if you're the Razorbacks right now, the level of competition in this tournament just continues to step up ever since that first game of Louisville. And defensive transition is where the Razorbacks have shown some vulnerability, and that's where the Aztecs have been taking advantage.
The first point for Arkansas since there was 10 minutes and 12 seconds still on the clock. So they didn't score when Anthony Black was off the floor. They score not long after he's inserted back into the game.
Sure, it just shows you how important of a piece of the puzzle that he is.
Second free throw also good. Black now has 9 points. The lead remains 11 here for San Diego State.
The Aztecs so good at taking care of the basketball, which has limited Arkansas's opportunities in transition.
Yeah, just 1 turnover for San Diego State prior to that sequence, to your point. And a good effort signaling for the timeout there by Barry Dunning Jr., another freshman from Mobile, Alabama, on the floor.
Well, the Razorbacks have 0 points off of transition right now. And that's the difference in this basketball game. Give credit for the Aztecs taking care of the basketball.
All right, so simple question I ask you. How how does Arkansas turn this around and get back into this thing?
Well, Coach Eric Musselman's getting paid millions, and you say that's a simple question. That's what he's trying to figure out. No, I think they have to create some offense off of their defense. The biggest problem has been Anthony Black out of that basketball game, and with him out of the basketball game, their offense was stagnant. They were discombobulated a little bit. And so if I'm Coach Eric Musselman, I'm telling my guys, use your height, use your athleticism, attack the glass more, defensively try to make Aztecs uncomfortable, and then get out in transition and play to your strengths.
Well, one thing we knew about this matchup, it was going to be physical. And San Diego State has set a certain standard in that department, you have to say, at least thus far in this first half.
Absolutely, but that's what we're talking about right there. That's what I actually expected to see from start to finish for Arkansas. You can be 6'11 and 6'10, but if you shoot all three-point shots, you don't make the defense have to work. And that's a huge difference inside down there. You see Lamont Butler at 6'2", right? Versus Mitchell, who's standing 6'9", 230.
First foul on Butler. And Makai Mitchell to the free throw line, and he hits. Averaged 10.7 rebounds at Rhode Island last year. Missed most of the previous season with injury. He and his brother Mikhail, both 4 stars coming out of Montverde, and Woodrow Wilson at the prep level. Oh, and falling to the floor and losing it is Parrish. And then a kick will be called against Butler.
One thing I've noticed about the Razorbacks, and not just this team, but a lot of Coach Eric Musselman's teams, is as the game gets going, the further it goes, it seems like the greater sense of urgency they have. The more he continues to figure it out during the midst of the game.
Arkansas has missed its last 7 field goals. Brazil trying to change that. Misses from distance. Their last made field goal came at the 11:22 mark. How about the stop and pop by Parrish? And that also is a bad miss.
Yeah, Coach Brian Dutcher puts his head down, and he told me something at the practice earlier this week, and I would have loved to play for a guy like Coach Brian Dutcher. He said most of the guys, they know what's a good shot and a bad shot. All I ask my guys to do is play defense, and then I give them freedom offensively, but even he doesn't like that shot.
Off the hesitation move, Black gets to the rim. And a long-awaited made field goal for Arkansas. Cuts it to 7. 11 points for Anthony Black. Open look from straight on Johnson. It rims out. Good box out there by Black to corral the board. What a game changer this young man is. Brazil. Oh boy, are the doors open in here or something?
Well, they're 0 of 8 from behind the three-point line.
It's going to come the other way. But quickly the tap away and take away here for San Diego State. Parrish lines it up. He's getting a little erratic here the last couple of trips up and down the floor. Still yet to see a three-point attempt go through for either side. Brazil spins into the paint. Long rebound tracked down by Adam Seiko. Ahead it goes to Butler. A lot of up and down action. Not much to show for it, though, here in the last few minutes. And they're going to call a carry against Ricky Council. The mishandle gives it right back to the Aztecs. 8th turnover for Arkansas.
Well, anytime you have the opportunity to get to the paint at 6'7", good things happen. Anthony Black displaying that for the Razorbacks.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays. Feast week rolls on. We got turkeys surfing around here. That's right, the Phil Knight Invitational, the men's invitational bracket. We got #1 North Carolina and Portland, and Iowa State, Villanova, UConn, Oregon. Top 20 matchup as well, Alabama and Michigan State.
Yeah, North Carolina and Coach Hubert Davis. What a hire that was, right? Hubert Davis showing you go from ESPN into coaching, and it's almost a guarantee, right? You think about those 4 or 5 starters back, and Baycott and Black with his long arms. And key is going to be with Pete Nance and seeing how he fulfills this role of Grady Manek from last year. And I think right now the role that Anthony Black here has played has been so critical for Arkansas. They talked about chaos. That's what the Razorbacks have to create and what the Aztecs have to avoid.
Yeah, Anthony Black accounting for 11 of Arkansas's 22 points here in this first half. Bradley, the runner, got the roll and one.
Sensational. You know, he's got just about every award you can imagine. Mountain West Newcomer of the Year, first team All Mountain West, second team All Mountain West. This guy has been critical, and it's been a little challenging for him to find his stride this year. And the reason is simply because he's at the top of the scouting report. Any team that faces San Diego State knows they have to focus on Matt Bradley.
Mikal Mitchell picking up his 3rd foul, by the way, on that sequence. Yeah, you talk about Matt Bradley. He just scores, right? Approaching 2,000 career points. Of course, spent 3 years at Cal. Has been a top 5 scorer in the Pac-12 twice. Just a reliable offensive talent. But this season has yet to really get on track. And a good feed underneath. Easy pickings there for Aguilar.
Yeah, nice job of moving without the basketball. Arkansas showing a little bit of their youth right now. One out of the last 11 field goals that Arkansas made was going to the rim.
Oh, Black able to trace it down, preventing another turnover. 2 seconds, 1 second, got to get it up. And they're going to wave it off. Shot clock violation. 9 turnovers for the Razorbacks.
Do you think this Aztec fan base wants this victory right now? 9 turnovers now for Arkansas versus only 4 for San Diego State. You think about Ode winning in college basketball, and Ode has definitely won in this first half for the Aztecs.
They have definitely dictated the flow here so far, and look at that feed, but a great block in front of the rim by Mitchell.
Well, sometimes youth has nothing to do with it. It's simple talent and athleticism. And I thought it was a tremendous set, but Mikal Mitchell had an outstanding recovery time.
He's doing that with 3 fouls to his ledger. Lob pass, there he is at the other end.
We talked about Ode winning. Mikal Sr., or Mikal Mitchell, the senior on this team, 6'10", 240.
And that wakes him up here on the Arkansas side. Oh, great finish. Darion Trammell. Tremendous. Great close out there on Walsh in the corner. Here's Black. Still plenty of time to shoot. Now down to 6. Little extra ball movement. Someone's got a hoist. It'll be Walsh. And they say he didn't get it off. Another shot clock violation.
If you were questioning the ability to defend of the San Diego Aztecs, and it looks like he got that one off. Again, players miss shots. Coaches don't always make the right play, and the officials missed that call.
Yeah, and it did hit the rim, which means that that play could have continued. Trammell may have gotten away with dragging that back foot. It ultimately goes in the direction of Arkansas out of bounds anyway.
Razorback fans will not like this. Still one on the shot clock. He certainly got that one off with plenty of time. And wow, Mykel Mitchell could have been there for the rebound.
Yeah, it looked like he was in the pole position to maybe get that putback. Shot by Davis, well done. He just stutter stepped, let the defense fly by.
Well, he went to the basket. That's what Arkansas's got to do more of. You can't use your size and height unless you get to the rim. Huge play right here for the Aztecs.
Under 10. 5 seconds. Bradley gets loose for a three. And the rebound off to Walsh. Heaves it down court, but that's how the first 20 minutes come to a close. San Diego State takes a 9-point advantage into halftime. 35-26, Aztecs over the Razorbacks. Now let's send you to the studio for the halftime report with Dalen Puff, Sean Farnham, and John Crispin. And after 3 fantastic days of basketball in beautiful Lahaina, we are down to the final half of hoops as we welcome you back to the Maui Gym Maui Invitational at halftime in a game that is a battle for third place. Top 20 matchup. 17th ranked San Diego State on top of number 9 Arkansas, 35-26. Aloha once again inside Lahaina Civic Center next to Damian Fishback. I'm Kanoa Leahy, and Damian, it's all about the defense for San Diego State so far in this one.
Yeah, Coach Brian Dutcher said to continue to defend at a high level and take care of the basketball, because the Razorbacks did not do that in the first half. That was the difference in this basketball game thus far. And for those that are questioning the defense of the Aztecs, they certainly made a statement here in this first half. We'll have to see how the second half goes. But you look at Coach Brian Dutcher, he always has had teams that have played defense since the very beginning. Last year, number 2 defense in the country via KenPom, and he's shown some of that defense here this afternoon.
Yeah, the 10 Arkansas turnovers, more than what Arkansas had in the entire semifinal against Creighton. And here's another one right off the bat here to start second half action. Bradley, too strong with it. Bradley with 6 first half points. No made 3-pointers yet by either side. Here's Brazile trying to change that, and he does. Breaking the ice from the corner here to get things started in half number 2.
It was Trevor Brazile's 6'10" and 7'3" wingspan that altered the shot, and then his 3-pointer that gives Arkansas a quick spark to cut this lead to 6.
The 2 teams were a combined 0 for 17 prior to that triple by Brazile.
Well, one thing that you see different is it's the penetration, right, by Arkansas that leads to a wide open 3. A nice job of him getting into the defense and making sure that he plays with confidence. The
drive by Black. He was bothered perhaps by Nathan Mensah, who got 2 quick fouls in that first half. We didn't see him really the majority of the time. His teammates had his back, though. Nice move to free up some space on that jump shot, but it's off the mark, and there is Mensah getting the offensive rebound after the Lamont Butler miss. Under 10 to shoot. Trammell circling. Butler hits the floor. 1 second to get it off. Trammell does. That doesn't hit the rim. So a little payback here for Arkansas. They had multiple shot clock violations in the first half, but they induce one by San Diego State.
As we mentioned in the first half, it's something about the Razorbacks that as the game goes on, they just continue to figure it out. A few tweaks, they're more aggressive on the defensive end versus they were in the first half.
That 3 ball off the mark by Council. Here's the drive, reverse too strong. Last touched out of bounds. It'll stay here with San Diego State. The other thing you can say about the Aztecs is while they were able to find some offensive success, a lot of it was in the form of one-on-one situations. Just 1 assist on their 14 made field goals. Bradley puts it on the floor. Tough fadeaway. May have been partially blocked by Walsh. Walsh gets it underneath. Council settles the feet, but he misses the chippy.
And Ricky Council may have gotten away with a shuffling of the feet as well. But I like the mentality. I like the aggressiveness of Arkansas right now.
Certainly a little added energy coming out of the intermission. And Brazil going a couple extra levels up for that rebound. Tough off-balance shot, but the friendly roll for Jordan Walsh. Bradley goes back door, and just as the Razorback faithful were turning up the volume knob, Bradley quiets them down.
Yeah, nice job of moving without the basketball by Bradley. Jordan Walsh got caught looking at the basketball.
Here's Council. Just one first half point for him. That three ball from straight away by Walsh.
Terrific job of both double teaming and closing out. San Diego State so active on the defensive end, and they're forcing Arkansas to settle from the perimeter.
There's Trammell. Oh, he tried to bounce it to Mensah, and he fell to the floor awkwardly and was grimacing in some discomfort initially. Now he's talking to the official.
Anthony Black, sure enough, delivers a right elbow to Nathan Mensah. I think our officiating crew is going to take a look at this.
And the officiating trio of Terry Oglesby, Brian Jarrett, and Jeb Hartness. What did you think? I'll let you ponder for a minute.
I don't need to ponder. I saw the right elbow.
We'll take a break. The officials took a look at that contact, the elbow of Anthony Black to Nathan Mensah, and they determined, well, no harm, no foul.
Well, it wasn't a flagrant foul, right? And so if they thought it was a common foul, it's too late to go back and call it a common foul. And so, again, if you miss it, you miss it. You got to continue to play. But it was not a flagrant, and that's why they wanted to go take a look at it.
You agree with the assessment?
That it was not a flagrant? Correct. It was a common foul.
I was just about to follow up. Brazil knocking down another three, his second of the half. And all of a sudden, Arkansas within three.
Good pass.
Mensah. A Mensah meeting at the rim. Just the second assist of the game for San Diego State. Jump shot off the mark by Council. San Diego State the other way. It's Johnson. Finishes midair.
Strong. 6'7", 225-pound senior. Relentless in attacking the basket.
Brazil, can he do a third? Not that time.
Still too much settling by Arkansas, in my opinion.
And how about that strength by Matt Bradley? The veteran would not be denied.
San Diego State showing you how you attack the basket.
And they take it away. And they've got numbers. Bradley.
If you were questioning the defense of the Aztecs, once again, they've got a message for you. In the half court, we can get it done. Nice finish by Nate Mensah. And then look at Johnson on the break, showing you a little hang time. And Matt Bradley with the hezzy. Big time focus to finish at the rim. And then last but not least, I may be undersized, but I know how to use the rim as protection.
Welcome back. Some quality hoops coming your way. Bad Boy Mowers battle for Atlantis. Semifinal round Thursday. Third-ranked Kansas and Wisconsin in the first of two semis, followed by USC and number 22, Tennessee.
Well, outstanding field once again, Big 10 versus Big 12. And obviously we look at Kansas trying to see if they can have that repeat. Harris Wilson and Grady Dick shooting the cover off the ball. And look at the backcourt from Tennessee. Santiago Vescovi, Zakai Ziegler, outstanding field once again.
I mean, you can't do much better than that. On Thanksgiving, some of the food, some of the family, throwing a little bit of high-level hoops.
The only thing I can think that would be better than the Atlantis and the Bahamas is Maui. Just being honest.
I'm with you, my man. I think San Diego State feeling the same way. They're actually not leaving until Friday. They're spending the Thanksgiving holiday here on Maui. Strong drive, up, in, and one.
If I'm a Razorback fan right now, I'm thinking finally. I love to see three-point shots go up, but we've got so much size, athleticism. That's what's going through my mindset, and you can't use that until you attack the basket.
Just 3 points for Ricky Council, coming in averaging 19 per game on the season. But that did end an 8-0 run by San Diego State. They scored 8 points in just over a minute, right after Arkansas had cut the deficit down to 3. It was 37-34, and then in an instant, 45-34 San Diego State.
Last year's American Athletic Conference Sixth Man of the Year scored close to 500 points. He's proven as a scorer.
Trammell couldn't finish, so it looked like he lost his footing a little bit on the way to the hoop. Now we got a battle in the corner for the loose basketball. Looked like Arop was first there. Did they grant him a timeout? And they said yes. Arop was able to signal for the timeout with the possession.
Big body. Arop, 6'7", 225 pounds. The first to the floor always wins. He was able to beat Walsh just by a split second to get to that basketball.
And stayed in bounds. That was a pretty nifty play there. So 13:49 left to play here. This battle for third place, but a top 20 matchup. The last game we got here after 3 fantastic days of hoops here on Maui. Anthony Black dealt with a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, averaging 26 per game here in the 2 previous rounds of the Maui Jim Maui Invitational. He's got 11 on 3 of 6 shooting. And we got a foul underneath. An aggressive move that time by Michael Parrish.
Well, what you notice is that Coach Brian Dutcher on that play wanted to specifically make sure that he got Michael Parrish on the block. It was a nice cross screen by Jaden Ledee. Love cross screens, especially when it's big versus little.
Kamani Johnson, 6'7" senior from Brooklyn, New York, in the game. He picks up that last foul, and Parrish hits the free throw. 46-37 now. Aztecs go up 10.
Parrish brings some experience, 57 appearances at Oakland as a starter. Right now, if you're Anthony Black, you need to take some of the recipe that the Aztecs have used and attack the basket.
Walsh. The catch and shoot not there. The follow-up, though, good hustle by Johnson. And he earns his way to the free throw line. Eric Musselman says about Kamani Johnson, he just understands his role. The other thing that he does, he doesn't back down from anybody. We certainly saw it right there.
Well, I love the battle right there. It's really 1 versus 3. And that's the type of attitude, that's the type of fight that Razorback fans are hoping to get out of Kamani Johnson.
Jaden Ledee picking up the foul. His second. First free throw no good from Johnson.
Right now, you've still got somewhat of a grace period. If you're Arkansas, you're down 10. But you've yet to put any type of game pressure, real game pressure. They did just a while ago when they cut the lead to 5 or 6, I believe. And then what an answer you had by San Diego State.
Remember, Arkansas didn't go very deep into the rotation in the semifinal yesterday against Creighton. A lot of guys playing heavy minutes in that game, including Ricky Council, who played all 40. You just wonder if that at all lingers for these guys down the stretch of a competitive game here on the final day of the tournament.
Sure. Well, right now, it's will, right? It's who wants it more. You think about how good both of these teams are, and the thought of either one of them leaving with just 1 win shows you how good this field has been this year.
Ledee picking up foul number 3 in that scramble for the loose basketball. Here's Council, and he lost it on the way up, but a whistle and a foul coming.
And see, this doesn't look as pretty as the 3-point shots that a lot of young players want to take. But guess what's happening? It's allowing the Razorbacks to get to the free throw line. And eventually, when you have a team that guards as good as San Diego State, if they get into the bonus or allow Arkansas to get into the bonus, it'll soften up that defense and so much more will open up.
Yeah, 4th team foul against San Diego State. It was the 2nd personal on a rope. And so Council, with the clock frozen, able to hit the free throw. And Rick Musselman says about Ricky Council, he's never had a player at any level that he's coached that ran harder in drills, particularly 5-on-5 drills, than Ricky Council.
Good pass.
Oh, but falling to the floor, sort of crumbling was Ledee, but another whistle here.
I love when I see guys that are aggressors, that attack and try to get to the rim. And wow, another tough break that time for Arkansas. Not a lot of contact.
Dunning picking up that foul. 10 seconds to shoot. And Parrish steps on the end line and gives it to the Razorbacks.
Well, that was a tough one that time for San Diego State. Butler attacking the rim. And you can see that time. Officials correct on the call, though. He certainly stepped out of bounds.
And it was Butler on the drive there. You're correct. 10 turnovers now for San Diego State compared to 12 for Arkansas. And how about the reach-in takeaway by Butler? And then a rope. Lost it on the way up, and then Ledee got it stripped out of bounds. Well, Butler immediately atoning for the turnover at one end by poking that one away on the defensive end. Inbound goes to Bradley. Only player in double figures for the Aztecs. Look at that shot.
Grown man move by Bradley.
He now has 14 to lead all scorers. Lead back up to 9. Largest lead for San Diego State was 13. Deep 3 by Council, way off the mark, but the follow by Black doesn't go. The follow-up by Walsh does. Razorback fans trying to urge their team on. That one rims out of the palm of Parrish. Closing in on 11 minutes to play. And it goes the other way. They're going to catch Kamani Johnson for the foul in the post area. So 11:02 left to play in this tournament. Aztecs up 7. More Feast Week action coming up. The Phil Knight Invitational, the men's legacy bracket. You got 8th ranked Duke and Oregon State, Florida Xavier, number 24 Purdue, West Virginia. And how about Drew Timme and the 6th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs taking on Portland State?
Yeah, that'll be big. You know, I like big guys, and Drew Timme, one of the best in the country, and I like the bigs of Duke as well. Derek Lively, long, athletic, and Kyle Filipowski really having a good year thus far. And, you know, when you look at guys that use their size and big, that's what we've been talking about with Arkansas here. Unbelievable that San Diego State is winning the points in the paint, 28-16. You would have thought that Arkansas would be the team that was attacking the paint, but it's the feistiness and the fight of the Aztecs that have won over this game thus far.
Yeah, it seems like San Diego State has just had that edge physically, at least in terms of being more consistently physical over the course of this ball game. Bradley, good spin to the baseline, fakes the pass, and gets fouled on the way up.
You love to see guys that know how to play the basketball game. Matt Bradley using the pass fake. Now, frankly, when you're inside and you're guarding somebody at point-blank range, there's no need to be worried about that the pass fake. I mean, you don't allow them to score the basket. But on the defensive side, it's hard to not move your eyes, move your body when the basketball is moved.
Foul goes against Council, his second. Yeah, that's one that Matt Bradley can use like years and years from now at the Y.
You see it right there? A couple of pass fakes, a couple of times. Kamani Johnson, instead of going to actually protect the rim and the shot, had his hands down to the side trying to defend the pass fake. That was really good.
10 second half points for Matt Bradley. He's up to 16 for the game. The lead is 9 here for the Aztecs. Anthony Black going baseline, rises up, and that one just will not go. Walsh able to chase down the loose basketball. And another crack at it here for the Razorbacks. Brazil collides with the defender, and he'll get called for the offensive foul.
Excellent job by Nathan Mensah at 6'10", 230 pounds, willing to give up his body. We mentioned last year was the honorable mention All Mountain West, and then Mountain West All Defensive Team. What a huge play that time to take the charge. And right now, Arkansas, young, still trying to find their identity. And San Diego State seems to know their identity right now.
Yeah, Mensah third on the career blocks list for San Diego State, but he can make defensive plays even flat-footed, as you can see. Here he is now in the mid-post. Trying to go glass. How about that rebound by Brazil?
Outstanding defense, but completed by the rebound.
He just snatched that away from Keyshawn Johnson. The lob pass, Brazil! And a dangerous meeting at the apex. It was Mensah coming over. And Mensah will commit the foul. That will be his 4th.
Arkansas loves to use that high ball screen, and Nathan Mensah, I can't say his name right. Nathan Mensah was trying to foul him without hurting him. And that's why I give him so much credit, right? There hadn't been a dirty play in this entire tournament. And Nathan Mensah, even though he struggled today against some of the size and the length and stayed in foul trouble, his body language, his effort has been there the entire night.
So he heads back to the bench. 2 points, 4 rebounds, 4 fouls in 10 minutes. Meanwhile, Brazil now with 9 points to go along with 5 boards. A couple of free throws there. And still almost 10 minutes remaining in this game. It's a 7-point contest.
Yeah, but the Aztecs are intelligent. They make sure that they're playing ahead.
Bradley a little long with it. Rebound goes to Council. Looking to push. Lob pass to the rim. What a finish by Brazil. Bradley, contested step back is good. It's going to be a flopping call, and it's going to go against Bradley, and that's going to result in the technical foul. And Brian Dutcher is in disbelief. He was thinking maybe this could have been an and one.
I like the flopping call on this play. I love this move, but Bradley kind of stuck that left leg out and then fell down. I think it was the correct call, and the officials have said they are trying to get flopping out of the college game. And so even though Aztec fans don't like it, I think it was the correct call. And it's a lesson to be learned from young players. Focus on making the shot. If you get hit, you get hit. But I thought he stuffed that left leg out a little bit.
And the basket did count, so the lead is still 7 here for San Diego State. Walsh off the hezzy, and he'll go to the free throw line. Well, you've been calling for it. You wanted to see Arkansas continue to attack the rim. And that's what Jordan Walsh did right there.
Well, you want to see teams play to their strength, and I think that the Aztecs have done that for this entire game. They've been the more physical team. Defensively, they have been sound. They've made the right decisions, not turning over the basketball. In the offensive end, they've executed. But Arkansas has seemed discombobulated. They've settled at times and kind of shied away from the physical grown men of the Aztecs. They're now beginning to use some of their height and length to attack the basket.
Free throw is good by Walsh. And 3 freshman recruits for Arkansas that were McDonald's All-Americans, including Anthony Black and Nick Smith, who has yet to play here this season for Arkansas.
Solid defense this time by the Razorbacks.
Oh, that one got ripped away. Cookies for Council. And he dunks in reverse style. Incredible sequence there for Ricky Council. And now a foul will be called. Walsh in a tug-of-war with Butler, but look at this play.
One of the better plays you've seen in college basketball this year. Unbelievable job. Uses the Euro and his size to go up and over the 6'4" Matt Bradley. And then how about the reverse and the finish?
Meanwhile, the foul goes against Walsh. That's his 3rd, 6th team foul for Arkansas. And a foul in the post area, and Kamani Johnson has to watch out. And that is going to be team foul number 7, which means free throws here for San Diego State.
And that time, Johnson got called for trying to push through. Instead of moving his feet, he used his arms, which never works out for a big man. Wow, do we have a bottle. We've got a 4-point game. Maui, will it be the Aztecs or the Razorbacks? If you leave here, I don't know what you're thinking.
All right.
Welcome back to Maui. We've got a good one here. 8 minutes left. These two teams separated by just 4 points, and more Feast Week basketball coming your way. The Phil Knight Invitational. This is the women's invitational bracket. And what a matchup. North Carolina and Oregon. 5 Eastern on ESPNU on Thursday. And then 5th-ranked Iowa State taking on Michigan State at 7:30 Eastern.
Yeah, excellent opportunity. Top 20 matchup. Then you got Iowa State, Big 12 versus Michigan State. And right now, we've got an incredible matchup as well. How meaningful is this game going to be? And we haven't talked about Anthony Black in a while. And if you're wondering why, he has not scored in the last 16 minutes and 23 seconds. Since the 4-minute mark, of the first half.
26 points in each of the first 2 games here in the Maui Jim Maui Invitational. Just 11 points, all coming before the halftime period as Arop hits the bonus free throw. That last foul against Arkansas, the 7th team foul, so free throws the rest of the way here for San Diego State. Aztecs also with 16 fouls, so the next one that they commit will also be free throws for Arkansas. Second free throw, no good. Score separated by just 5. I want to give the Razorbacks credit, though. They have clawed to stay in this thing. Brazil with the pump fake. And we got a foul under the glass. Looks like it's going to go against Keshad Johnson. And so that is team foul number 7 for the Aztecs. 1-on-1 bonus situation coming for the Razorbacks.
Well, both teams have certainly turned it up physically here in the second half, and I think the officiating crew's actually done a really good job. And Trevin Brazile has an opportunity to close this gap a little bit more with a couple at the charity stripe potentially.
And first free throw is good. He earns himself another try. Individual fouls starting to become a factor as well. I mentioned Nathan Mensah with the 4, Ladie and Keshad Johnson each with 3 for San Diego State. For Arkansas, Mikhail Mitchell has 3, Walsh and Kamani Johnson also each with 3. And the deficit for Arkansas is 3. And a foul committed near midcourt by Council. And I think the reaction by Eric Musselman says it all.
You just don't want to allow yourself to get a foul and allow the Aztecs off the hook. You like the aggressiveness, and if you get to steal and goes down and dunk it, then Razorback fans love it. But 3-point deficit. You continue to keep your aggressive. You just got to play more intelligent.
Third foul on Council as well. And hitting the first free throw, the 1-on-1 is Darion Trammell. Second free throw is good. Those are Trammell's first points of the second half. Arkansas would love to see this guy wearing number 0 get cooking here over the last 7 minutes plus. He's going to give it a try, trying to go glass, too strong. Good fight for the board by Johnson, and another foul called under the boards.
That time Adam Seiko was trying to get underneath and box out. You got to give a lot of credit to Kamani Johnson.
Arkansas 9 of 12 from the free throw line in this second half. And Johnson misses the front end. They are 17 for 25 overall. On the other side, San Diego State 14 of 19 from the line. Just a grinder of a basketball game. Trammell. Rebound by Brazil. Council, the riser, got it to go. That was silky.
Tough shot. Just use his size and advantage to go over the top.
Double figures now for Council. He has 10 on 3 of 11 shooting. Bradley able to get back up to his feet. Trying to work against Black. 10 seconds to shoot. Trammell tried to thread the needle. Chases it down. 3 seconds to shoot. Bounce pass underneath. Keshad Johnson lights it aflame. Walsh from the corner. Doesn't get the bounce. Arop clearing the board.
Aztecs just unwilling to allow the Razorbacks to get over the hump. It seems like every run that Arkansas makes, there's an answer from San Diego State.
Bradley, another answer. Bradley's got 21. 15 of his 21 points have come since the intermission. And the lead is back to 8.
Stagnant offense right now by Arkansas. Much better.
Council, great finish. +1.
I love when offenses attack the basket. This shows the poise and presence by the Aztecs. And then on the other end, wow, what body control by Ricky Council. Nice job of elevating and continuing to keep his eyes focused on the rim with the left off of the window.
There is some elite talent on the floor right now for this finale on Maui. And Council gets the friendly roll. 5-point game, 5 minutes to play. That pass goes out of bounds. It'll go the other way.
This is something that I think will be different towards the end of the year. And you see now San Diego State with 7 second-half turnovers. Arkansas's turned up their defensive intensity. They can use that length that they have to block shots, to get steals. They just have to be disciplined and intelligent on how they do that.
Brazil lines it up. Got it to go! Trammell, off-balance shot, rebound ripped away by Johnson.
How about the presence of Kamani Johnson? Wow, has he made a difference.
Council to tie it. And the rebound to Bradley. Under 4 to play. Bradley in attack mode, goes right to the basket, no. And Mensah with the push-off. That'll be his 5th personal foul. And this evening is done for Nathan Mensah.
We're going to wait to see, will the San Diego State Aztecs hold off the resilience?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot now for our play of the game, brought to you by Continental Tire. And, well, this was just awe-inspiring by Ricky Council going coast to coast.
Well, he comes from an athletic family. Older brother, Ricky, played at Providence and UMBC. Older sister, Rihanna, played at UNC Greensboro, but I don't think either one of them could do that. Impressive by Ricky Council out of Durham, North Carolina.
And how about the work that Council's putting in this second half? 12 of his 13 points coming after halftime.
Sometimes you need a voice, right? We said that earlier that Arkansas was still trying to find their identity. Who's going to be the leader, whether that's the vocal leader or just the leader by action on the court. But San Diego State has been resilient, and they are battle-tested. Wins over BYU, on the road at Stanford. Do not expect them to go anywhere anytime soon.
Meanwhile, Brazil, he's showing out as well. 16 of his now 18 points coming in this second half.
Well, the difference in not only Arkansas's run here in the second half is not only going to the paint, but more successful from behind the three-point line after going 0 of 8, 3 of 8 here in the second half.
Walls trying to save it. Spikes it off the floor. Black elevating for the loose block. Council the drive, draws the contact. And bonus situation for both sides. So Council will go to the free throw line.
And for young players watching at home, the penetration that time it was not as pretty as the reverse dunk, but the effect could be potentially the same because he attacked the basket. Now he has an opportunity to knock down two at the charity stripe. And you see the performance in the second half tonight. 12 out of his 13.
And this game is tied. Arkansas with a chance to take the lead for the first time since they were up 15-14, 11-22 mark of the first half. Alas, it remains tied after the free throw miss. Well, you having fun yet?
Couldn't have asked for a better finish here in Maui.
Glad you could join us. Damian Fishback, Kanoa Leahy. What a way to go out here after 3 fantastic days of hoops. Bradley for 3, in and out. Arkansas right now on an 8-0 run.
And this is what I was talking about. Finally, Arkansas now able to put some game pressure on the Aztecs. If you're the Aztecs, you have to lean on your bread and butter, which has been your defense.
Oh, Council had a notion, elected not to pull the trigger. 10 seconds on this possession. Council down the middle of the lane, misses the two-hand dunk.
Wow.
And Bradley maybe getting away with dragging that back foot. Trammell, the pull-up, got it to go, and the Aztecs are back up 2.
Savvy. 5'10", 175-pound savvy senior pulled up for the mid-range jump shot instead of trying to attack the athleticism.
Anthony Black still yet to score in this second half, Damian.
Well, he needs to know where the hot hand is. If he has the opportunity, fine.
He finds one of them, but Brazil couldn't hit off balance from up close.
Ton of contact down there. Coach Eric Musselman beside himself, wondering why he did not get a foul call.
Under 2 minutes. Little dribbling exhibition by Bradley. Spins into the paint. 3 seconds to get it up. He does. Hustle for the loose basketball. Goes out of bounds. It belongs to the Razorbacks.
Fabulous defense that time by the Razorbacks. As the game goes on, it seems like they begin to figure out just how good they can be. And as we said, the officials right there on the call with the correct call. Razorback ball.
So $1:36 to go. 2 timeouts for each team remaining. And we may be getting one of those timeouts utilized here. Or they might be wanting to look at that last play, review the possession, make sure that the clock is where it's at. Looks clearly last touched there by a rope, at least from that angle.
Yeah, it's out on a Brooker rope. But if you're Arkansas right now, you don't mind. That gives you a little time to set up a play out of timeout. And it also gives the Aztecs a chance to make a chess move and try to set up something different defensively.
What would you like to see from the Razorbacks here on this possession?
Well, we've talked about it this entire basketball game. The play to me doesn't matter. Potentially you could see Anthony Black off of a high ball screen, but I like the fact that Ricky Council has been brilliant in attacking the basket, using his size to attack the rim.
You can kind of see it in the body language of some of these players. They are leaving it all out there here.
Well, look at just about every position on the floor. Just take a look at the size differential between Arkansas and San Diego State. And that's why we've been talking about how the Razorbacks need to try to attack the rim. They almost have a size advantage of basically every position. But it's the fight, the scratching and clawing by the Aztecs that has allowed them to have this 2-point lead.
3 tough days of basketball for both these teams coming to a close here in dramatic fashion. Black off the hesitation move, and he draws the whistle. He'll go to the free throw line. An aggressive move by Anthony Black.
That's the aggressive move that we've been discussing all night. With Anthony Black, he's got to learn that he has so much size and his basketball handle is tight. You know, there's some guys out there that are loose with the basketball. That's not him. Even though he's got a lot of height, he keeps it tight to his body, which allows him to get to the rim at will.
And that's his first point of the second half. And he looks spent, frankly. This guy has been putting forth some effort, so much responsibility throughout this tournament resting on his shoulders.
33 minutes today with a very important minute and 26 seconds left to go. Here we go.
Most of the fans in the seats here at Lahaina Civic Center to their feet. And a timeout taken by Brian Dutcher. 1:15 to go. Knotted at 63. Well, we thought it would be a good one here at Lahaina Civic Center. Alongside Damian Fishback, I'm Kanoa Leahy. It has proven to be just that. Bit of a grinder, almost like a wrestling match at times. Offensively, there were some droughts for both teams, but here in the end, you have Arkansas having clawed and fought its way back in, and this is up for grabs.
Well, you've seen the strength of both teams in this basketball game. More of San Diego State and the Aztecs in the first half. I thought they did a nice job of imposing their will on the Razorbacks. They were the more physical team. They dominated the paint. But in this second half, the resilient Razorbacks, the Hogs from Fayetteville, Arkansas, have continued to attack the rim. They've knocked down a few more shots, and they've used that size, that length, and athleticism to now tie this basketball game.
You've alluded to it already tonight. Regardless of the result here, regardless of the overall record on Maui for either of these teams, these are teams to keep in mind and keep a watchful eye on come March.
Oh, and two teams very capable of winning their leagues.
Butler with it. Hands it off to Trammell. Here's Bradley. Going baseline. Reverse. Beautiful. 23 points for Matt Bradley. Black maneuvering against a rope. Picks up the dribble.
Smart.
Calls for the timeout. Meanwhile, Matt Bradley, the senior, the natural scorer at the other end, Damian.
Well, I love what he does. He uses the rim as protection. We've seen him do this numerous amount of times today. Doesn't matter how high your opponent can jump. If you take the right approach and angle, use your speed and quickness and that rim as protection, it allows him to use the window to pick 2 quality points and give the Aztecs the lead.
So each team still with 1 timeout remaining. You see Matt Bradley, they were sort of hoping to see this breakout performance offensively. He has the bona fides over the last few years. There's no denying his ability to fill it up. It just hadn't quite popped yet, but we're seeing it here on this last day of the Maui Jim Maui Invitational.
Seth Greenberg in studio earlier, he said, the goal of each team is to try to take away the best players of your opponent's team. Well, Matt Bradley, who's notably the best player for the Aztecs, has stepped up when they have needed him the most. And you talked about what he did in the first 2 games, but he knew he needed to step up here down the stretch for his team.
Now San Diego State looking to step up defensively for Arkansas.
Well, they've got to move much quicker here, though. They don't need to rush, but they have to be cognizant of the fact that there's only 14 seconds on the shot clock. And then if you're San Diego State, you need to make sure you monitor the offensive glass because Razorbacks have been sensational of attacking it.
Now, where do you go if you're Arkansas? They put it in the hands of Anthony Black. Now Ricky Council with it. Against a rope. Going baseline, tough angle, and it got blocked out of bounds by a rope. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. The final second ticking off, and they might want to check this to make sure.
Excellent defense by Arope. He has been switched off on Anthony Black, on guards, on bigs. on multiple weapons of the Arkansas Razorbacks, but he's been strong enough to defend underneath, and he's been mobile enough to defend on the perimeter.
So last touched out of bounds by a rope. They called the shot clock violation on the floor. Looking to confirm. And so I think they are pretty certain on the shot clock violation. Now they're just looking to make sure that the appropriate amount of time remains in this game, but a huge stop defensively for San Diego State.
Absolutely, and while they check to make sure that they get the correct time, it also gives both teams an opportunity now to prepare for this play. So if you're the Razorbacks, to me, obviously, you have to show some pressure. You want to try to see if you can get some type of turnover or potential 10-second backcourt violation. And on the other side, if you're the Aztecs, you have to be strong with that basketball, realize that the clock is your ally, and expect a potential foul from Arkansas. And so right now, if you're the Razorbacks, you really don't have time to try to play out this shot clock. Only a .2 differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
And so it is San Diego State basketball. 30.2 is the time that is reading on the game clock at the moment.
So for me, I try to get some type of turnover in the backcourt. 10-second violation, a steal, and then if not, I foul immediately to give yourself enough opportunity.
And 18 fouls for Arkansas, which means the foul will still result in a 1-and-1 situation for San Diego State.
Aztecs, you want to try to stay in the middle of the floor. And for the Razorbacks, use that long arms, use the athleticism to see if you can get a turnover. Don't foul immediately.
Trammell has it deep in the backcourt. Sends it ahead. It gets to Bradley.
Now you got a foul.
They try to trap, but now a foul is committed. It was Brazil and Black trying to double team the ball. And so San Diego State will go to the free throw line. They're 14 of 19 from the stripe. And a little bit of extra stuff going on after that exchange.
Well, both teams wanting to win there. I really think Trevin Brazil was just wanting the official to call the foul, realizing how important those seconds off of the clock as they continue to tick were.
A little bit after the fact, it was Brazil staring down Dutcher in the bench. And so now Adam Seiko going to the line. First free throw attempt of the game, 7 for 7 on the season. He made it look easy right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's a veteran. Been in this situation multiple times. Very comfortable and poised.
A sixth-year player.
Yeah, got that extra year of eligibility due to COVID. And now it doesn't matter if it's a 2 or 3. You've got to score quickly for the Razorbacks.
No sweat for Seiko. 4-point lead for San Diego State. And the foul committed by Butler.
I do not understand that decision.
And that's going to send Arkansas to the line to shoot 2. It looked like he was trying to commit the foul.
Just confusion that time by Lamont Butler.
Maybe thinking there was less time on the clock. I'm not sure. I mean, no circumstance would lead you to want to commit a foul.
Well, it's a huge and unfortunate decision for the Aztecs, and an early Christmas gift for the Razorbacks. Now you get another opportunity, and make or miss, it's a one-possession game.
Still 13 seconds. Anthony Black. Gutsy performance on both sides. But certainly you got to give credit to this Arkansas team. At least in terms of being able to mount this comeback, trailed by as many as 13 in this game.
Now it's different. You foul immediately if the Aztecs get the basketball in. And for San Diego State, you've got to be strong with the basketball. Don't be passive here.
Inbound goes to Butler. double teamed. And he loses the rock. Diving forward is Brazil. Calls for a timeout. Arkansas basketball with 7.5 seconds remaining.
Excellent. And oftentimes down the stretch, what the coaches will tell you is try to keep them from getting the basketball in, one trap, and then foul. And that's the decision that Coach Musselman obviously told his guys. And remember I said if you're the Aztecs, do not be passive or timid here. And that time, it was just an aggressive trap between Anthony Black and Trevor Brazile.
Tough sequence there for Lamont Butler. Commits the foul inexplicably, sending Anthony Black to the free throw line on the bonus. Hits 2 free throws, and then Butler coughs the ball up. And now Arkansas will have a chance to tie this thing and or maybe even win it with 7.5 to go.
Sure. Well, you just said maybe even win it. So that's the question, right? That's the conversation going on with Coach Eric Musselman. Either way, we're in for a great finish. But I don't take the chance here because if I'm Arkansas, I like attacking the basket. Now, if you get an open three-point look, Trevor Brazile is knocked down a couple. You look at Ricky Council, who's knocked down a couple. If you get an open look, you take it. But I'd rather attack the basket because potentially you can score and get fouled both there.
Inbound goes to Brazil. Black with it. 4 seconds. Black, tough off-balance shot doesn't go. The foul is good. Kamani Johnson ties it up at the buzzer.
There was a Razorback fan. She just said, y'all do a great job. Fans always love it when their team does well. And I didn't mention it, but I should have, right? At the end of the game, you always have to watch out for the offensive rebound. And Agwook Arop and Kamani Johnson battling down there for position. Wow, look at the difference that Kamani Johnson has made.
Well, we got more basketball. We're not done in Maui yet. Welcome back. Overtime is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. 67-67. Arkansas completing the comeback in a game that has just been a tremendous finale to this tournament.
We talked about the fact that no matter what happened, it was going to be an outstanding finish. And what a better time to find 5 additional minutes. Both teams unwilling to give up on this basketball game. And Arkansas resilient.
Well, let's take a look at our Wild recap brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. It's been a wild ball game. You have Matt Bradley, who's gone big here tonight offensively. 23 points on 9 of 18 shooting. But here, the inexplicable foul committed by Lamont Butler with San Diego State up 4. Anthony Black hit 2 free throws, and then Butler losing control of the basketball. Brazil diving for it. Arkansas ball down 2, and the putback by Kamani Johnson. We're getting some bonus hoops here in Lahaina.
Yeah, we talked about the fight of San Diego State earlier, but how about the fight of the Razorbacks here in the second half? The good news for Lamont Butler is you got extra minutes. You got extra time to play. That's the good news for everybody involved here.
4 points over the last 13 seconds of regulation scored by the Razorbacks. And hey, look, we're having so much fun. Let's just keep this thing going.
One thing you notice, though, when it comes to overtime with 5 minutes, oftentimes it's the team that gets off to that great start is the team that wins. And so the first minute or 2 is so important here for the Aztecs and the Razorbacks.
2 players on the floor playing with 4 fouls right now for San Diego State. Keyshawn Johnson and Agwook Arop. Nobody over 3 fouls for Arkansas. The drive by Council, off balance, the soft touch, and the Razorbacks lead for the first time since the 11:22 mark of the first half. Pass deflected and stolen.
That's what we talked about when we said the usage of those long arms, that length of Arkansas. They are going to be a tremendous defensive team as the season goes on.
Black in the lane, blocked by a rope.
What an outstanding defender.
And now Trammell will get the offensive set started.
A rope and Anthony Black on the...
And Trammell pulls his own number and hits from distance.
I thought they were going to try to go at a rope and Anthony Black there, but Trammell saying, just leave this to me. I've got it covered.
And nobody cheering more emphatically right now on the bench than Lamont Butler. Council off the glass. He's got 18. And 17 of that has come in the second half. What a fantastic basketball game. Bradley from way outside rattles in and out.
Excellent defense that time. The help and recover by Kamani Johnson. I cannot tell you how much difference he has made. Nice chest move and decision by Coach Eric Musselman here in the second half.
And now the Razorbacks will use some clock on this possession. Brazil all the way to the bucket. He's got 20. Largest lead of the game for the Razorbacks.
Look for Trammell in this basketball screen right here.
Bounce pass, a rope lays it up and in. That was on a dime by Trammell.
They love it. Ryan Nembhard seemed like he put Arkansas in a million ball screens yesterday, and I think that's what San Diego State's going to do for the duration of this overtime.
A lot of dribbling here for Council. The fall away. And there is Johnson again. Walsh couldn't hit. Razorbacks relentless on the glass. Johnson, are you for real? Trammell from 3, can't hit. A rope trying to save it. He does. Johnson can't hit from right up close. Body's hitting the floor. Ball squirts out of bounds, and it is Arkansas basketball.
I'm sure they'll take a look at this. Outstanding battle from both of these basketball teams. Neither team willing to give up. And oftentimes, can't believe this is November.
Look at the effort on this play. Bodies flying everywhere. There were a couple of officials that actually pointed in opposite directions. I believe the call on the floor, though, was Arkansas basketball ultimately, but they're going to take a look at this anyway. Is Brazil touching the ball there while he's out of bounds?
Well, more importantly, I think it hit someone's foot. Let's see if it hits Anthony Black's foot, or it does. It hits Anthony Black's right foot as it goes out of bounds. Well, from that angle, it looks a little different. Wow. Yeah, it definitely hits his right foot. It changed the trajectory of the basketball right there.
Well, I'm not sure how much these players have left in the tank here. they do flip it, and it is San Diego State basketball. But these guys will earn their massive Thanksgiving portions tomorrow based on what they have put forth in this basketball game. So Aztecs to inbound. Down 3, 1:24 left to play. Final game in Maui.
Look for Darion Trammell once again in this high ball screen, or potentially Matt Bradley. Those are the two guys that I think Coach Brian Dutcher is going to lean on here.
Trammell comes over to get it.
Aguacarote is out of the basketball game right now, though.
Trammell, off-balance shot, too strong with it. Brazil clears the board.
San Diego State, no need to panic right now. Plenty of time, but you have got to get a stop on this play.
How about Trevin Brazil? 20 points, 9 rebounds.
This young Razorback team has grown up right before our eyes here in Maui.
Here's Brazil. Sets the feet, lets it fly, goes a little strong with it. And a foul is called underneath the glass. It's going to go against Arkansas. Looks like that's going to go against Jordan Walsh.
Huge
and
call.
That's his 4th.
Huge call for two reasons. Number one, obviously you've got the Aztecs that are down 3 points. Number two, because the clock is your ally if you're the Razorbacks. Wow.
And that's 2 shots coming as both teams now over the 10 foul limit. And you have Keyshawn Johnson getting ready to shoot.
Yeah, Johnson just fell down on his own that time. Tough break for the Razorbacks, but an opportunity here for the Aztecs to close within 1.
Johnson has missed his only free throw attempt of the game, but he nails that one, cuts it down to 2. 2 top 20 teams in what can only be characterized as a slugfest in Lahaina. Second free throw is good. And these two teams separated by a mere digit. 39 seconds remaining here in the battle for 3rd place, but you would think that there was a whole lot more on the line as we once again say aloha to you from Lahaina Civic Center. Next to Damian Fishback, I'm Kanoa Leahy, and whew, this has been wild.
Are you kidding me? I'm loving this right now. We got our Thanksgiving dinner earlier. You know, what's key right here, though, down the stretch is there's a differential in about 9 seconds in the shot clock and the game clock. So what I'm anxious to see is for Coach Brian Dutcher, do you have any pressure? We saw that from Arkansas in the end of regulation. If so, you're Arkansas, you have to be careful with the basketball. But I think you still attack here. Make sure you try to get on the board. And then if you're the Aztecs, you do not have to foul. Those 2 free throws that they just made were key. And so they can just defend and still have plenty of time to go back down and score.
Yeah, 39.1 is the official time on the clock here. Each team with 1 timeout. Both teams in double bonus situation. And how about these fans? I mean, the championship trophy was given out earlier in the day. Arkansas able to win its 3rd Maui Jim Maui Invitational Championship, the victory over Creighton. But this crowd, I mean, they're showing obviously just how dedicated they are as we go further into the evening in Lahaina, and they're as loud as ever. Here is Council. What a job he and Trevin Brazil have done. 35 of their combined 38 points coming after halftime.
The key for the Aztecs, if you get a stop, then you get a chance to catch the Razorbacks in transition.
7 seconds to shoot. Council trying to turn the corner, and they blow the whistle. 2 shots coming for Ricky Council.
Well, we just saw it on the other end with Keyshawn Johnson. And so if you're with either fan base, things have equaled out.
And that's number 5 on Johnson. So he is done for the game with 13.8 remaining. Yeah, tough call there in that situation.
Yeah, I thought both Keyshawn Johnson and Ricky Council both were going down on their own. But listen, at the end of the day, what this means is you got a couple of free throws coming now for Arkansas. And so Coach Brian Dutcher is talking to his team right now on whether he makes or misses on what they're going to do offensively. It doesn't matter if he makes or miss, because the truth of the matter is it's going to be a one-possession game. Now, if he makes both, obviously, then you're going to need a three-point shot. If he only makes one, you can attack the basket. But either way, the Aztecs are still in this basketball game.
So Council to shoot 2. He's 6 for 9 from the free throw line. These will be the 35th and 36th free throw attempts for Arkansas here in this one. And he misses the first. The plot thickens.
Well, huge free throw right here, because at least you can try to defend the 2, or I'm sorry, defend the 3 to make sure you protect yourself here if you're Arkansas.
So here we go. Aztecs down 2. Bradley, the drive. It somehow trickles off the iron. And guess who? Kamani Johnson snags the rebound, and a foul is committed by San Diego State.
Kamani Johnson showing you in 19 minutes, 7 rebounds. If you're not getting enough playing time like you want to, you may not be the best scorer, you may not be the best defender, but if you can rebound the basketball, if you can play hard for the time that you're in between the lines, Kamani Johnson is showing you you can earn time on the floor. What a game he's played.
Just clutch rebounds here down the stretch. And if you're Matt Bradley, and you saw the replay, it got up on the heel, and it just would not go.
Well, still life for San Diego State, though. For Kamani Johnson, you need both of these.
And he hits the clutch free throw. One more, and it's a 2-possession game. Second season at Arkansas after he was a third-team All-Sun Belt selection at Arkansas Little Rock. Second free throw is good.
Clutch.
Talk about an X factor.
What a game. And you see Coach Eric Musselman not allowing his team to celebrate just yet. But it's hard to tell these Razorback fans not to.
Which means it's probably hard for these players not to feel some of that excitement as we take a look at some of the highlights in this overtime period. Ricky Council has just turned it on since the halftime break. Council now with 19 points, 18 of those after intermission. Trammell trying to do what he can for San Diego State. Key call here. The ball rolled out of bounds. It would be San Diego State basketball, but Kamani Johnson had the follow-up at the end of regulation to force overtime, cleaning up the spill there. Also a couple of big defensive rebounds. Time for our player of the game, brought to you by Tommy Bahama. We're looking at Trevin Brazile. See what he did the first 2 days in Maui tonight. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 18 of those 20 coming after halftime.
Well, and he's played 40 minutes of basketball. And think about the fact that he was struggling shooting it from the perimeter in that first half from behind the three-point line, but he maintained his confidence and ended up being 3 of 8 on the night. And Mark Butler, keep your head up, young fella. Young season, plenty of basketball left to be played.
And it's Kamani Johnson picking off the pass, and that's going to do it. The final second ticks off, and Arkansas wins a thriller to close the festivities here in Maui.
two outstanding fan bases and two incredible teams. What a trip. Maui Jim, Maui Invitational. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
Third place belongs to Arkansas. They defeat San Diego State 78-74 in OT. For Damian Fishback, I'm Kanoa Leahy saying aloha from Maui. Now let's send you to Eric Rothman and Corey Williams in Anaheim for St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt.